Wife cheated with a coworker, demanded divorce, now she's broke, crying, and on d***ugs while I hit the gym, keep the $300,000 house, and watch her new BF spiral. Hey everyone. I just joined this group recently because, well, I got cheated on. I'm still trying to wrap my head around everything, so bear with me if I make any spelling mistakes. English isn't my first language, I'm originally Dutch. Anyway, I'm a 32-year-old guy, and I've been married to my wife, who's 27, for almost 6 years now. We've been together a total of 8 years and a few months, and we've lived under the same roof for about 7 of those years. Honestly, things were always good between us, better than good. I really thought we had the kind of relationship people dream about. We each had a car, solid jobs, stable finances, and we even bought our own home 5 years ago. Then in February 2022, everything changed. Out of nowhere, my mom passed away from a heart attack. It hit me like a freight train. The months that followed were incredibly difficult, not just for me, but also for my wife. She was close to my mom too. And when I say rough, I mean it felt like we were barely functioning. In 6 months, we went out maybe twice. The rest of the time we were just laying low at home, watching TV, trying to find some comfort in the routine. I wasn't in a good place emotionally, but I figured we'd push through it together like we always had. Then came what people around here call D-Day, and for me, that was 5 weeks ago. My wife went out for drinks with 3 of her guy friends from work. They met up just 5 minutes away from our house, so I didn't think too much of it. I told her I was going to bed soon, wished her a good time, and that was that. But around 3:30 in the morning, I woke up to her coming home with the same 3 guys. I knew them all, and she told me they were heading into the city next. I wasn't thrilled about it, but what could I say? Everything around here shuts down by 4 a.m., and it's only a 15-minute drive home. But she didn't come back until 5:30. That's when I started feeling like something wasn't right. Up until that night, I'd never had a reason not to trust her. Fast forward to 4 weeks ago, she left the house on a Sunday morning. Told me she was heading to a local carnival event with her mom. I had a weird gut feeling about it, but again, what was I supposed to do? She didn't even say goodbye before leaving, and I was in the shower at the time. Later that day, she walked back through the front door in tears. I rushed to her, concerned, asking, "What happened, babe? What's wrong?" And her first words, like the very first thing out of her mouth, were, "I want a divorce." We both broke down crying. We tried to talk it out, emotions running high. I asked her straight up if she had cheated on me. She said no. Claimed she'd just been unhappy for a while now, and that's why she wanted out. But the thing is, she never once told me something was wrong in our relationship. Not even a hint. So hearing that hit me like a punch to the gut. After that talk, she left. She moved in with her mom. 4 days later, I saw her again. We share a dog, and neither of us could really care for him properly at the time, me, because of work and everything going on emotionally, and her because her mom's place doesn't allow pets. So now, our dog stays at her aunt's house. When I saw her that day, I brought up the cheating again. I just needed answers. And that's when she finally admitted it. She told me she had cheated on me during that entire week, from the night she went out drinking with those guys to the day she packed up and left. Said she thinks she's in love with the guy. I asked her what made him so special, and all she said was, "We just have a good connection. There's a spark." And that was it. That's all she gave me. She also told me she feels like she's going through some sort of midlife crisis even though she's only 27. She says she doesn't know what she wants, doesn't know what she's doing, and feels like she's losing her mind. Out of nowhere, she dyed her hair purple and signed up for motorcycle lessons. During that first week or 2 after she left, I tried to reach out. I tried to fix things, to see if there was any chance of salvaging our marriage. But she wouldn't give me the time of day. Any serious message I sent her got completely ignored. She'd reply to the casual ones, but even those responses were cold and short, almost like she was looking down on me. It's like she's become a totally different person overnight. I barely recognize her anymore. The way she's been acting, it's like I never even mattered to her. Like I'm just some random guy she used to know. I can't help but wonder, maybe this is just her way of coping, of avoiding the guilt? Or maybe she really did change that fast and just doesn't care anymore. I don't know what to believe. I know falling in love can feel amazing, especially when it's new. But what happens when that honeymoon phase ends and she starts to see things clearly again? I've been feeling everything all at once: anger, heartbreak, confusion. I'm so disappointed in her for cheating on me, but at the same time, I can't deny that we used to have a strong foundation. Our marriage had its roots in something real. Now it's been 5 weeks since that night, and neither of us has officially filed for divorce yet. I'm pretty sure she's still seeing the guy she cheated on me with. As for me, I feel stuck. One moment, I think maybe there's a way to fix this. The next, I'm ready to just end it and move on. Right now, I'm in this weird place where I don't even care anymore whether we get back together or split for good. But I also know if I rush into filing, I might regret it later. At the same time, I can't keep living in this limbo, technically still married while she's already gone. Someone told me, you should have started the divorce process yesterday. Get your finances sorted out. Talk to a lawyer. And I'm starting to think they're right. Because right now, she's acting like she can just walk all over me, and I'm letting her. It's like she has zero respect left for me. Honestly, it makes me wonder if there's something deeper going on mentally, like she's manic or having some kind of breakdown. But even if that's true, it doesn't excuse the way she's treated me. So yesterday, I finally made some calls. Here in the Netherlands, we have something called a mediator. It's someone who helps with everything involved in a divorce, legal stuff, financial arrangements, even emotional discussions. Kind of a one-stop shop for separating couples. Today, we had our first meeting with the mediator. Her car broke down, so I had to pick her up. Yeah, I know how that sounds, but for this process to move forward, both people have to be present. The talk went okay, I guess. It was about what I expected. We both agreed we want the divorce, and we each shared our feelings. The affair didn't come up, and I didn't bother bringing it up, because in the Netherlands, cheating doesn't really change anything legally. She still has the same rights she'd have if she hadn't cheated. After the mediator left, we sat there at the table for a while, not really saying anything. Just silence. The only sound in the house was the cats running around, kind of fitting, honestly. After sitting in awkward silence for a bit, I finally asked her, "Do you have anything else you want to say?" Her answer? Just a flat no. So I said, "All right then. I think it's time for you to go. I don't want you here anymore." She looked surprised, maybe even a little hurt. Then she asked, "Can you take me home?" I told her no. I wasn't in the mood to drive 30 minutes just to drop her off after everything. How she was getting home was her problem now. That seemed to shake her up a little. I think she expected me to give in, because in the past, I used to do everything for her. But not this time. So she called her mom, and her mom said she'd come pick her up in about an hour. My wife stepped out of the house, said she was going for a walk until her mom arrived. As she walked away, she still looked upset. It was written all over her face. And as much as I'm trying to stay strong and hold my ground, I can't help but notice how off her behavior still is. She's acting strange, disconnected, like she's stuck in some kind of fog, still deep in that affair haze, I guess. The truth is, I still love the version of her I knew, the woman I married, the one who was loyal and kind. But that person isn't here anymore. So for now, I'm forcing myself to act like she doesn't mean anything to me. Actually, scratch that right now, she doesn't mean anything to me. Not anymore. She's not the same woman I once loved. Anyway, that's where things stand for now. I'll post more updates if anything changes. And once again, thank you all for the overwhelming support and encouragement on my last post. You have no idea how much it's meant to me. One comment I saw made me laugh a bit. It said something like, "What did she expect? Why didn't she just call her affair partner to come pick her up?" That's a good question, honestly. I even asked her that myself, if her new guy could swing by and get her from somewhere nearby instead of my house. I mean, he works just 5 minutes away. But all she said was, "He's not working today." That's all I got out of her. Update 2. Hey everyone, just wanted to say again how grateful I am for the support I've gotten here. It's helped me more than I can explain. I'll admit it, I'm feeling mentally exhausted. This whole thing has taken a toll on me. But weirdly enough, I'm doing better than I thought I would, considering it's only been 6 weeks since everything blew up. I do have a question, though, about my soon-to-be ex-wife's current behavior. You don't need the whole backstory to weigh in, but if you're curious, my older posts explain the full situation. To sum it up quick, she cheated on me, left, and now we're getting divorced. She swears she's madly in love with her affair partner, and supposedly, he feels the same way. I still believe she's trapped in that affair fog. Here's what I'm wondering, is it normal for someone caught up in that fog to treat pretty much everyone around them like garbage? I mean, she's treating me with zero respect, like I'm the worst husband who ever lived. She claims she's been unhappy for years, which honestly feels like complete nonsense to me. At this point, I've stopped caring about how she treats me. That's on her. She's the one wrecking her own life. But what's bothering me now is how she's also hurting the people around her. My dad, for example, he sent her the kindest message I've ever seen him write, just a short note filled with warmth. And she didn't even say thanks. Nothing. Not a word. She left him on read. It really breaks my heart. After my mom passed last February, my wife used to take my dad to this amusement park nearby. They both had season passes, so it became a regular thing. My dad adored her. And now, it's like watching him age overnight because of how she's cut him off without so much as a goodbye. She also used to be close with my younger sister. They were supposed to stay friends after the split, but they haven't spoken in weeks. And then there's her best friend, who's also a mutual friend of ours. They were supposed to hang out today, go shopping, just spend some time together. Her BFF took the whole day off for it. She even sent multiple messages yesterday asking if they were still on for today. No reply. Didn't even read the messages. She tried calling too, nothing. And today, same thing. Radio silence. Her BFF ended up crying on the couch all day. She was so excited about spending the day with my wife, and instead, she was left completely ignored. I know I'm not supposed to care anymore, but I do. Not for my wife, but for the people she's hurting. It's heartbreaking to see the ripple effect. So here's my question: is this kind of behavior normal for someone who's in that affair fog? Or is there something else going on here? Oh, and while I'm on the topic, another thing crossed my mind. I already know the answer, but still, my wife's been going around telling people we split up because we grew apart, and that she hadn't been happy for years. Classic cheater talk, right? Making excuses to avoid being honest about the fact that she fell for someone else and abandoned our marriage. One last thing I almost forgot, and it feels important. Her BFF, the one she's now ghosting? She actually lived with us for several months, from around November 2021 to April 2022. She had just gotten out of a terrible relationship and had nowhere else to go, so we opened our home to her. We had a spare room, and we were glad to help. During that time, my wife and her BFF would talk about everything, literally everything, including our marriage, even our sex life. Nothing was off limits between them. Now I talk to her BFF nearly every day, and she's been incredibly honest and kind to me throughout this whole mess. I asked her straight up if my wife ever mentioned being unhappy in our marriage before any of this happened. Her answer? Not once. Not a single word. And that's coming from someone my wife trusted enough to share everything with. So either my wife is lying now to make herself feel better about cheating and walking away, or she kept all her unhappiness completely to herself and never told anyone about it. I honestly don't know which it is. All I can say is, from where I was standing, she never seemed unhappy. And her best friend backs me up on that. Thanks again for listening and for all the support. I wouldn't be holding it together this well without it. She can't handle being around anyone who might actually call her out on the lies she's telling, not just to others, but to herself. She's avoiding accountability at all costs, probably because deep down, she knows how awful her choices have been. Facing the truth would mean admitting how much damage she's caused. And honestly, I think that terrifies her. That's the thing with cheaters. They lie, sure, but the biggest lies are usually the ones they tell themselves. They rewrite the past, spin a false story to justify something that deep down they know is wrong. It's the only way they can live with it. One comment someone left really stuck with me. It said something like, "She needs to make you and everyone else in her life the villains. That way, she doesn't have to look in the mirror and face the real issue herself." And it hit me. That's exactly what she's doing. She's miserable, but instead of facing it, she's blaming the people who care about her. To be honest, I saw her again last Tuesday. We had to meet to discuss some things about the divorce. And man, she looked rough. She hasn't been sleeping well, not since she left about 5 weeks ago. She looked exhausted, worn down, and just not happy. I guess the only time she manages to smile is when she's around the affair partner. Update 3. If you want the full background, you can check my earlier posts. But here's a quick summary. My wife and I were married for 6 years, together for 8. 5 months ago, she cheated on me, told me she wasn't happy, and said she wanted a divorce. She left, and ran straight into the arms of the other guy, her new boyfriend, basically. In 4 days, we're going to sign the final divorce papers and make it official. I haven't updated in a while, about 4 months, so this one's going to be a long post. A lot has happened since. I'll be the first to admit, I made some mistakes after the breakup. I begged. I pleaded. I got angry, desperate. I felt like I was completely losing control while she was out there acting like she didn't have a care in the world. That mess lasted for about 2 months. But then, I decided enough was enough. I stopped chasing her. I told her that I had thought things through, and that while I might still be open to talking or even seeing if we had a future, I wasn't making any promises. I meant that. Since then, I haven't contacted her for anything casual. No relationship talk, no checking in. The only times I've reached out have been for divorce-related things, legal paperwork, financial stuff, and decisions about the house we used to share. I didn't sit around waiting, either. I'm 32 now, and for the first time in my life, I started going to the gym. I've always been kind of skinny, but I decided it was time to focus on myself. I've been going 4 times a week, without fail, for the past 3 months. I'm already seeing progress, more muscle, better shape, but more than that, I feel better. At first, I started working out just to stay busy, to get out of my own head. But now, it's turned into something I actually enjoy. It's helping me rebuild my confidence, something I didn't even realize I'd lost. So yeah, if you're going through something similar, here's my advice: get yourself to the gym. It really does help, physically and mentally. As for the house we own together, I talked to the bank. Turns out I can take on a bigger mortgage, and I'll be able to buy her out. I'll have to pay her about 65,000 euros, which isn't ideal, but after that, the place is 100% mine. The house is worth around 300,000 euros, so in the long run, it's a solid investment. And the way I see it, I'd rather own the place and move forward than be tied to her in any way. She, on the other hand, doesn't have a house anymore. Officially, she's living with her mom again, though I know she spends a lot of nights at her boyfriend's place. And no, I'm not spying or anything. We have a mutual friend. We don't all hang out or anything, but this friend and I do stay in touch. That's how I've heard bits and pieces of what's been going on. From what I understand, she jumped into this new relationship the moment she walked out of mine. And now, 5 months later, it's starting to fall apart. Karma's starting to catch up. Her new guy, the affair partner, is apparently dealing with depression. He's out of work now too. I've even seen screenshots of messages between my ex and the mutual friend that confirm it. It's not looking too good for them. Even when all this first happened, I kind of knew he was no good. I always felt like I was the better man, better values, better head on my shoulders. Now I know for sure. I'm not saying that out of arrogance. I just know my worth now. And here's the kicker: this guy she left me for? He introduced her to hard drugs. That came straight from the mutual friend. I haven't talked to my ex about it because, frankly, if she wants to ruin her life, that's her choice. But from the outside looking in, things are going downhill fast. I'm almost certain she's regretting everything now. She's probably questioning her decisions, even if she won't admit it out loud. I hadn't seen her or spoken to her during the holidays, not Christmas, not New Year's. But about a week into the new year, she texted me out of the blue. She asked if I was home and if she could stop by. She came over, but didn't stay long. Maybe 5 minutes, tops. She told me she spent Christmas alone, crying. She asked me how my holidays were, how I'd been doing. I told her my Christmas was okay, not amazing, not terrible. Just, okay. I mean, it was the first holiday season without my mom, and that still stings more than I let on. So yeah, it wasn't the greatest, but I made it through. Still, I let her know I was doing really well overall, and the truth is, I actually am. So hey, go me. What's been sitting in my mind ever since that visit is this one question: why would she care how I'm doing? I can't help but wonder if maybe, just maybe, she does have regrets. But only time will tell, I guess. Not long after New Year's, I got a phone call from my ex-mother-in-law. That one caught me off guard. She called to wish me a happy new year and to say she hoped the best for me going forward. I wasn't expecting that call, but it was nice to hear from her. She'd been family for 8 years, after all. She told me that my ex hasn't been doing too great lately. Apparently, she's been sad a lot, crying often, and really struggling with the way everything turned out. My ex even told her mom, "I wish it didn't have to be like this." To me, that sounds like she's second-guessing her decisions. Like maybe, just maybe, she's starting to realize what she gave up. But at the end of the day, none of that matters unless she decides to do something about it. She's the only one who can make a move. And from what I can see, she's not going to. That ship has probably sailed. As for me, I've done the only thing I really can do. I've removed myself from her life. I'm giving her exactly what she asked for, the divorce. I'm letting her go, and I'm working on building a better version of myself every single day. Sorry if this turned into a long ramble, but I guess I just needed to get all of this off my chest. In 4 days, we'll sign the divorce papers and finally make it official. And yeah, I'm doing great physically, mentally, emotionally. But I'm still human. I'd be lying if I said I didn't mourn our marriage sometimes. Or who she used to be. It's painful to watch someone you loved become someone you can't even recognize anymore. But I've come to terms with something important: that's not my burden anymore. What happens to her next is out of my hands. It's not on me. So to wrap this up, I just want to thank all of you again. Seriously. The advice, the support, the kind words, you all helped pull me out of a dark place. I'm standing where I am now, stronger than ever, and it's thanks in no small part to this community.